I recorded like a whole 5-minute video of me jumping, and then once I got inside, I realized that I guess I had the camera flipped around the wrong way, so I went back out and jumped for a couple more minutes. Jumped outside today, extremely windy out. I'm surprised that I actually still have power right now. Usually this much wind knocks out my power, knock on wood, but yeah, like I said yesterday, I want to be able to get good at jumping and keeping a good rhythm in all sorts of different types of conditions. So I'm outside today, back on the concrete. Shin's feeling all right. Not too bad yet. I mean, I guess I'll find out after I get to rest for a little while. The shoes, like I mentioned yesterday, doing it barefoot in the kitchen, it felt like I was able to just get my rhythm a little bit better, and I still feel that way. This is the first time I've skipped rope in shoes outside with my new rope. And I feel like I was able to get a pretty good rhythm. I mean, in the first video that I actually had messed up the recording on, I messed up once or twice, but a lot of the problems that I was having, especially from day one, are pretty much gone. Where, I had a real hard time getting it going, like starting my rhythm, and then I would be able to get my flow a little bit, and then I'd mess up. It just seems like the process is starting to kind of streamline. I think it's only 13 days in, so it just shows that, it's not like I'm out there, making cognitive adjustments, where it's like I'm doing these things. It's almost just like, you just keep sharpening the axe. Eventually it's going to cut, you know what I mean? I've just been doing it every day. Obviously when I mess up, I try to think, what did I do that I messed up on? But it's not like I'm racking my brain and I'm out there super focused on doing something. I will say one thing that I have done, I implemented from this YouTuber that started popping up in my recommended named Lauren Jumps. I heard her talk about, and she was the one that kind of put me on to getting the beaded rope. She has some crazy moves and some crazy footwork that she does. It's really awesome. But she was the one that kind of put me on to the rhythm that I feel like has been helping me. And that's when you're at the top of your jump, kind of cue yourself to flick your wrists down and to kind of keep a loose wrist position all the way around until you get to that top of the jump again, and then you flick your wrist down. And then that'll just keep your rhythm going. It's something that will be the same every time you go around. And the way that I do it is I'm jumping, I'm like just sitting there, I'm like in my head, I'm like down, 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 down at the top of my jump every time. And then eventually once you get into the rhythm of it, it kind of just carries itself and you don't even have to sit there and do it. And when I watch the videos of myself jumping, it looks like that I'm not exactly hitting that on time. I mean, I've never, it's almost like a rhythm. If you're a drum player or something, like hitting it on beat. It looks like maybe I'm a little bit off beat, but somehow that mantra of down at the top of the jump has helped me maintain good rhythm. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think my hand positioning is a little bit too far out for what I see a lot of people that do a lot of tricks do. And eventually, that's when I want to be able to work into doing. So, maybe eventually I'll have to shorten my rope a little bit more and tighten up my form. But right now, I think I'm happy with the way that it is. One thing I will say is this beaded rope, the little plastic beads that are down in the middle of the section where it's actually hitting on the concrete, they got chewed up. And I only jumped for probably about 6, 7, 8 minutes today out there, and they're already looking pretty chewed up. So I might end up looking into buying a little mat or something to jump on whenever I'm outside, or I might just start jumping inside more often. But at the end of the day, the beads, they can be replaced. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me today.